Hello, my name is Peyton Clancy Fairbanks, and today, for specifically millennials, I wanted to bring up choosing your path and everything behind that. And so the first part of this is going to be, what is the path that you want to go down? How do you figure out what that path is? The second part is going to be, don't have regrets in the path that you end up choosing, or adjust that path appropriately to go where you want to go. And then lastly is, don't look back. Don't look at a different path and try to decide, maybe that's the one that I should have went down. Kind of mixes well with regret. And so, especially today, choosing your path and understanding why it's a good reason to keep going down it. So I am the big Dumb Mellennial, and welcome to my show. So first things first, how do you choose a path? How do you figure out what is a good path for you to go down? Well, the first thing is you got to go down a whole bunch of paths once you first start. You got to start walking down them and realize, hey, I don't like the gravel on this. I don't like the feeling of it. I want to choose something different. And then keep trying and keep going. What I can guarantee and promise you is that once you find something that you enjoy, you're going to know it. And I can tell you that because I've experienced that. I've experienced it with YouTube. I've experienced it with advertising on Instagram. And I can tell you that I did it with real estate. And I had a lot of other careers that would have been good life choices and other people were advising me to take. But real estate was the one that caught my eye and it felt right physically, internally to me. And so that's why I chose it. So my advice to you is try, especially when you're young, and even now, try all these different paths. Give them a taste, give them a try, and then once you taste something that you like, once you taste something that gets you going in the morning, start going down that path. Now, another nuanced piece of that is that even if you get a taste of chocolate, there's thousands of different kinds of chocolate. So once you get a taste of what you like or start going down that path, you still have to hone in on where your specialty is actually on that path. For me in real estate, I still don't know exactly what it is, the specific thing I want to be doing, but at least I'm on that right path. And so that's where you first start. How do you figure out that right path and choose it and then try to hone in from there? So that's the first piece of it, is choosing the right path. And then we go directly into don't regret anything that you happened in the past. So talking about regret, realize there's a difference between regret and learning. Regretting and saying that I should have started real estate sooner, I should have started a YouTube channel when I was 18 and jumped on it. The reason you have to stay away from that is because it wastes energy, it wastes time, and it makes it so that you're doing something that isn't helping move you forward in what you do enjoy doing. No matter how much I should have started being a real estate agent when I was 24 years old, it just doesn't matter. And there's no reason to even put energy towards it because there's nothing that I can do about it. I think that as well, a lot of people like to look back and they say, I have regrets at the construction company that I worked at because I didn't communicate effectively enough. You can't regret the mistakes and the harm that you did do to people in the past because a lot of those things helped you learn the lesson that helped you either choose the path that you're going on now or will help you choose the path that you're going on in the future. It's that life experience that makes you smarter, makes you better, makes you good. And so don't regret the things that you should have done, and especially don't regret the things that you did already do. Learn from them, become better from them, but realize it all doesn't really matter because it happened or it didn't happen. And that's how life is. And so that brings us right into the third part of where you start looking at different paths and make sure that you don't look at those paths and try to decide if you should go back to them. So you've chosen the path and you started walking down it and you've understood the regrets that you might have had, but how they've been useful to you, or you've just waved them off because you realize they're useless and they're not helping your energy. And then all of a sudden, somebody from your past comes up and they say, hey, this is an opportunity that you missed, but there's a possibility that you could come back and get it or something like that. I think the best piece of advice I have for looking back at a path and being envious of it is that think about the emotions you had at the very end of it. For me, it was working construction. I was driving 6 or 3 hours a day, and I didn't enjoy it. And then start asking yourself the question, those negative emotions you had, especially at the end of it, if you go back to it, where are those negative emotions going to go? How have they changed? And most of the time what you're going to see is that they don't. And it's just not as simple as things will be better if I go back to construction. Things will be better if I go back to something that I'm more comfortable with. Things will be better if I choose to be a nurse or I choose to go work for a job that's simpler than what I was doing. You can't go back and look at those things and think that things will be different. Unless you have changed, unless your temperaments have changed, unless you understand something differently than you used to, if you go back to that old path, it's still going to be something that doesn't taste right, that you don't enjoy, and it's just going to make it so that it slows down you actually trying to find what you actually are good at, enjoy, and want to do. And so that's the last piece of it that I wanted just to really bring up, is you're going to look around, you're going to see choices that you've made in the past that made it so that you chose different paths, and you're going to want to go back on those paths. And just make sure that you truly analyze the feelings that you had, how you got to those feelings, and if they would actually be changed if you try to go back to it. So, to wrap this all up, you need to choose a path. Figure out where you want to go and how you want to do it. And find something that you enjoy, that tastes good. And then you need to go on that path and not regret it. Don't look back. Don't think that you should have done things different. Don't think that you should be changing everything about it. Because it's just going to waste your time. You need to focus on how to be better, how to go down that path faster, how to make it so that path is more specific. And then lastly, don't look at other paths and think that they should have been a better path for you to be on, unless your temperament has changed and you understand that path differently. But truthfully, understand that that path is the exact same as it was when you were on it. It hasn't changed at all. So I hope this helps you out. Hope this makes you think about the path that you're currently on, and if you should keep on going down it, and assessing what the best way to continue down it is. But I just wanted to blabber about that real quick today. Thanks so much. Hope you're enjoying your day. I am the Big Dumb Mellennial.
Once upon a time, there was a dumb millennial. All he wanted to do was learn some stuff so he could grow. But we all know that it just ain't so. 'Cause he's dumb because he's a millennial, yeah. Dumb millennial, oh yeah, he's a dumb millennial, yeah.